welcome to the start of another reading vlog. So it is officially, technically, 12:05 on August 28th. And I was going to wait until September 1st to start this, but I'm between books right now and will not finish anything by the end of the month, so I decided to start this little video project early. This is, unless I can find another title for it, this is what I'm calling right now my shelf by shelf challenge, in which I'm going to be reading the books on my shelves in the order that they appear. Yeah, in the order that they appear. I finished that sentence like it was going to continue. I do have a couple rules for myself. I have to read, rule number 1, I have to read every book in order that they appear on my shelf. Rule number 2, I think, is going to be that I cannot start another book until I finish the one I'm in the middle of. However, I am also in the middle of a Kindle Unlimited, or a Kindle challenge. They do these every season where you try to unlock as many challenges as you can, and I think I'm still going to have like an ebook on hand that's not on my shelf, and I think that'll be okay. Like, I don't think that's stretching it too far. As long as the book's not on my shelf, it should be fine. Rule number 3, I am allowed to DNF. If I DNF though, I have to unhaul the book. Unless it's Benson's. There are some books on here that are Benson's that I'm either not interested in reading or am interested in reading, but like obviously I'm not gonna unhaul his stuff because he either wants to keep them or he's going to read them eventually. But there is an exception to that. Because I find myself being more and more of a mood reader lately, I am going to allow myself 2 saves. If I decide that I am not in the mood for the book that I just picked up and I don't really want to unhaul it because I do want to read it at some point, then I am allowed to save it. Now, let's talk about the books that I'm actually planning on reading this month. So I'm not going to focus on anything on this shelf just because it's mostly classics and nonfiction, and I cannot do a whole month of classics and nonfiction. I will fail immediately. We're starting on this first inner shelf, and there are 27 unread books on this shelf. I forgot to mention when I said that I'm reading all of the books in order, I mean all of the books that I have not read yet. So all the books that are on my TBR. So if I've already read them, I don't have to read them. But there are 27 unread books on this shelf that I am going to try to read this month. 27 for me is a bit of a stretch. Realistically, I'll probably only read 10. So to me, as long as I get up to Under the Whispering Door, which you're a little far away so you probably can't see what exactly is on this shelf, but as long as I make it up to Under the Whispering Door, or as long as I read Under the Whispering Door and make it to this second stack of books, I'll feel accomplished. I don't need to complete all 27 in order to complete the challenge. I just need to read the books in order to accomplish the challenge, if that makes sense. Without further ado, let's talk about the book that I'm gonna start with. What do you want?
I'm crying in the club.
Why are you crying in the club?
He's officially ending now.
Our friend is retiring from stream, so Benson's really upset. So I have, well, you can also kind of consider this an unofficial bookshelf tour. Because I have read Fountains of Silence. I have also read, I can't really see that. The lighting in here sucks and it's really late at night. But that's The Last Samsara, which I have also read. I have read Gallant, and hold on. This one's got a story. This is Super Mega Saves the Troops This is not my book. This is not a book that I plan on reading, so I will not be including it in this challenge. This is a book that Benson actually bought for one of our friends for Christmas, and then he never gave it to him because we found out he had a copy. So Benson decided that we need to keep this on our shelf. So that means the first book to start off this video project, or my shelf by shelf challenge, is Clash of Steel, and the only thing I know about this one is it's a Treasure Island remix, which I actually really like the phrasing of that. I've never heard it called a remix before, like a retelling or a reimagining, sure. But like, first of all, this cover is gorgeous. And I've only read, like, I think the first half of a Treasure Island. When I was in middle school, we had this thing called Discovery Club. It was like an after school program, and one of the like classes involved was like, I don't know, it was a science class of some kind, and for some reason he wanted us to read Treasure Island, and we never got farther than the first couple of chapters. So I'm hoping I don't need to read Treasure Island to understand Clash of Steel, because I really want to read this now, and I really don't want to go back and read Treasure Island right now. But that'll be the book we are starting with, and I don't know what we're planning on doing for the rest of the night. I think I'm just going to watch New Girl for the rest of the night and then start reading in the morning. That sounds like a plan to me, because Benson's going to be crying for the remainder of the night. Right, babe? Good talk. Okay, bye. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
Hi, my name's the Neverland Reader, and I just want to say, here's my book review. Can I have a book, please? Here we go. Yes, this book is very book, There's pages in here. Oh my God, words. I give this a 10 out of 10 because I don't have standards.
Why are you picking on me?
She's been watching her show New Girl, and she's held the book in her hand for about 15 minutes at this point, looking like she's gonna read it, but she doesn't actually read it yet. This lighting's terrible. She doesn't actually read it yet. So quite frankly, I'm just making fun of her because it's just been happening for a while now. And I haven't been able to look up for 5 seconds and see it, and I was just like, wow. You hold books more than you actually read them now, don't you? Is that what booktubers do? Is that what people you watch do?
You collect games more than you play them.
Actually, that's bullshit, and you know it.
Nuh-uh.
I have streamed for a reason.
Hello. We're gonna have to deal with a little bit of a weird angle right now because I'm downstairs watching the puppers, who is currently trying to eat my shoe. It's been a couple days since I updated you. Actually, it is Wednesday, officially September 1st, which means the start of spooky season. And I'm really excited about that. Otherwise, I still have not finished Clash of Steel. And this vlog is looking relatively short because I haven't updated you in a few days. But I am off of work tomorrow, which means the majority of my content, hopefully this vlog is long enough so I don't have to extend it into week 2. The majority of the content will be tomorrow, and I'll film a decent amount. I do have some plans. I'm not sure what yet. I know Benson and I are gonna make lunch hopefully tomorrow, so I'll get a little bit of that, and I'll get a decent chunk of reading done. I'm aiming to finish Clash of Steel tomorrow, and I do still have a good over 200 pages left. I am 167 pages in now, and I'm really enjoying this book. Even though I have over 200 pages left, it's reading really, really quickly. And so basically, I never really explained what this is about. This follows our young main character who has always wanted her mother's approval. And she thinks she finally gets it when her mother agrees to take her to town with her so she can learn her trade. However, things quickly turn from there, and I don't want to say too much about it because so what's written on the synopsis doesn't really happen until over 150 pages in. So I wouldn't read the synopsis before going into this, but to each their own. And like I said, what happens doesn't happen until super late till like over 150 pages left in the book, and it's really starting to pick up now. Maui, can you not, please? But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It is super fast-paced. The writing is actually pretty big, so maybe that's why I'm getting through it super quickly. But that's pretty much my plans for the rest of the day until I have to go into work at 3. It's just sitting on a couch and reading and probably listening to a TV show in the background. Other than that, I'm just chilling with the puppers, and we'll hopefully update you all later. It is the next day. I do not have work today, thankfully. Benson does. Stupid. And you'll excuse this. You'll have to excuse the squeaking because Benson is over there playing with Maui right now. But I actually do have the day off today, so I will be finishing Clash of Steel. I got up to page 318, so I have a little less than 100 pages of this to finish today. Well, Benson and I are gonna make lunch in a little bit. We got stuff to make sloppy joes, which we haven't had in forever. So as soon as the meat defrosts, we'll be making that. And in between that, I'm gonna be reading Clash of Steel. I think after he goes to work, I might go for a walk and maybe go find a park to sit in. I'll bring some snacks or something, and it'll be a nice, chill day. I'm gonna meet up with my sister later. Maui. I'm gonna meet up with my sister later, and we're supposed to have a reading date, but her definition of reading is staring at a page for 5 minutes. It's basically Benson's definition of reading, staring at a page for 5 minutes
Now
and then tapping my shoulder.
I'm upset right now.
It's basically reading for 5 pages or 5 minutes and then tapping me on the shoulder. So we'll see. But I'm definitely going to be finishing Clash of Steel today. I did just get to the big plot twist, which wasn't really a plot twist because it was kind of pretty obvious from the beginning.
Oh, boy. Hi, buddy. Oh, that just went in my mouth.
Oh yeah, he don't care about personal space. Maui likes toes, he likes knees, and he likes to make out with people.
I shouldn't have been laughing.
As I was saying, I just got to the big plot twist, which wasn't really a plot twist because it was kind of obvious from the very beginning. But I'm still really, really enjoying it, and I cannot wait to finish this. and then start on Oddity, I think, is the next one on my shelf. It is technically officially Monday, and I was supposed to update you and close this out last night, but my phone was dead, and I was attempting to finish Oddity before last night ended, which I did. I think I finished it just after midnight. I have officially finished 2 books in the first week, which honestly I'm really happy with. Kind of wish it had been more, but honestly with my reading pace, I think it's great. So just a quick wrap up. I never actually told you what Oddity was about. This is Oddity by Eli Brown, which is honestly one of the most gorgeous covers that I have on my shelf, and it was definitely a total cover buy. But this is basically about oddities, which are things that are odd in some way. So like an ice hook that is always frozen, or a rooster that's a colonel in the army. Things like that. And Clover has always been fascinated by these oddities. However, she has grown up learning that her mother was killed because of them, so she really shouldn't have this fascination with them. And then one day her father is kind of murdered in front of her for these oddities, and she has to figure out like what exactly happened, why her father was killed, why she's now on the run, as well as some secrets about her mother that she never knew. And I thought this was really good. It's really hard to put my finger on just what I thought about this, because in times it was really slow, and other times it was really fast-paced, and I was kept interested. I don't know if I would ever reread this, but like I also don't really want to get rid of it because it's such a gorgeous book. And it honestly was really, I just don't know what to rate it. This is gonna be like really hard deciding on what I'm actually going to rate this book, because it's so interesting. I just don't know how 100% how I feel about it, so it's really hard to put how I feel into words. Like, it was slow but fast-paced at the same time. It was interesting. The characters are really, none of them are really like super likable, honestly, except for Susanna. There was this one doll, or this one oddity. Her name is Susanna. She's a doll, and basically she acts like a toddler. She has a lot of temper. She's obnoxiously quick and obnoxiously strong, and that's pretty much what she's known for. But like throughout it, like she speaks in toddler talk pretty much the whole thing, and whenever she does speak, it's really to call people mean and to call things junk. So like one of the first things we hear from her is her talking about the chicken, the rooster, that's the colonel of the army, and she just goes, mean old bird. And it made me laugh out of nowhere, because it would just be at the most random times. So I really liked her as a character. Everyone else isn't super likable, but other than that, it was just really great, and I enjoyed this so much. Of course, I read Clash of Steel, which y'all have already heard my opinions on. Definitely really enjoyed this, and will be keeping it on my shelf. I was about to say I might, oh, there it is, because it's upside down. I might end up having to get a new copy at some point. When we went to the beach, my copy unfortunately got a little water damage. Other than that, I will definitely be keeping some version of a copy of this on my shelf. And that is pretty much all that I have read, or all that I've done. It's been a very interesting week. I'm hoping this vlog isn't going to be too long, but it's been a really great week, a really great reading week, especially. For the next couple weeks, I am hoping that I will be able to get as much done as possible. I really do at least want to make it to this stack here. So the absolute last book I want to read is Under the Whispering Door. Yeah, I think that's all I have to update you on for now until we jump into the next vlog and I talk a little bit about the books that I will be reading there. Otherwise, I will see you very soon, and I hope you have a great week.